Hello, everyone. Welcome to a big edition of In the Box Seat. It's an extended panel.
I know. I think we're going to need a bigger budget, a bigger table.
We need a bigger boat.
Very excited. Obviously, Friday night, it's all happening. The Silks Under the Stars race evening featuring the $1 million National 2-Year-Old Classic. You'll spot, obviously, a familiar face here on the panel with us in Paul Joice. Thanks for joining us. And a new face here, Anthony John, joining us here on In the Box Seat.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Gold Coast Titans player from years gone by, and now you've turned yourself into a social media megastar on the punt.
I don't know about a megastar. I think I'm a social media battler. That's the way I think I prefer it. But yeah, I've always loved the punt. I grew up across the road from the Grafton Racecourse as a kid, and I've loved it ever since my parents took me there as a 10-year-old. So I'm a mad punter, always have been. I take it quite seriously. So I love this opportunity to be on the panel with you guys.
We'll just touch upon the footy, the Titans, and where everything's at the moment. And, are you still sort of following them as closely these days? Or?
Yeah, I still work there. So I'm still employed by the Titans as an ambassador, and I coach the juniors. So still heavily involved in the club. And we've just got the news this week. We're going for Vegas. So just pack my bags, got my party shirts on.
We're definitely not going anywhere now.
Party drinking, and gambling sounds right to me. So I'm pumped to go.
So we'll scrub Donnie out for about 12 months after. Joycey, what do you think of the meeting?
Great meeting. Great to have the sun out. Finally, the track will dry a lot before Friday night. We've enough time just for it to get into that soft 6 range. So out of that heavy range. And terrific meeting. Obviously, the $1 million Magic Millions race is the feature, but we've got some really good horses in the support programs. We've got all the top jockeys up here Friday night. It looks like a metro meeting to sort of kick off the weekend. So terrific.
Obviously off the track as well, these night meetings are becoming a bit of an institution here on the Gold Coast. We really enjoy them. There's going to be plenty happening. We're bringing the show back. We're going to have the drones. Our electric violinist, she's going to be up here on the roof above us, and she'll be performing some sets throughout the night. So plenty happening. We'll have the Tab Clubhouse open. There's now a pool table in the clubhouse. So if you want to, you're sick of the racing or you're not winning on the punt, head to the clubhouse, play a game of pool. So there's plenty to be had, plenty fun to be had. Free entry, obviously. So if you want to be here, get to gctc.com.au, register to come along or pick up whatever hospitality is left. So it's going to be an incredible night, and hopefully these boys here find us some winners to enjoy ourselves.
Well, good segue. We'll take a deep dive now into the feature race, the $1 million Magic Millions National Classic for the 2-year-olds. The market has gravitated to mainly 2 runners here. The next episode, who's been brilliant so far in his short career, is an expensive Cold at $1.7 million. He's $2, and Natural Fling is $2.20. A debut winner from the Tony and Kelvin McAvoy stable. They completely dominate the betting, boys.
They do. What do you reckon?
Oh, they certainly do. They're 2 really top shelf 2-year-olds. The next episode, I've been with it right the way through the preparation. It's a super horse, and I think it's fair to say it is one of the best 2-year-olds in the country. It's not lining up in the feature, the Group 1s or the Group 2s, but it's certainly got Group 1 and Group 2 talent. It's a proper horse, and it's just got a really good acceleration at the end of the races. So I'm certainly in its corner. I think we're in for a cracking race.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, I think as good as Natural Fling was down at Caulfield, and she was exceptional. She was electric out of the gate. She sustained a run, and the McAvoy stable have got massive wraps on her, as they should. She jumped out and trolled just as well heading into that, by the way. But I'm with the Don. The next episode, he's just different gravy. He's the absolute top-level 2-year-old. I believe he's got that turn of foot that just annihilated his rivals up there at Eagle Farm first up. Probably should have won first up in Sydney as well in the kindergarten. So that's proper form. And this race is going to be run at a frantic tempo. We've got 12 2-year-olds going for $1 million. There's a lot of speed in the race, and I don't think that'll suit her as much as it'll suit him. And I just think at $2 versus $2.20, I reckon it should be $1.50 versus $3.50.
And as we've seen, generally on soft ground here, when it's at that 6 or 7, down that middle strip is probably where he's going to be, and it's not a bad place to be.
I think by race 6, for sure. We saw it the other night meeting here by the last race. We had Sofrado come steaming down the outside and run down Hidden Wealth. The market didn't anticipate that. Now, I'm not saying that had a lot to do with the track. I think Sofrado was just underrated and produced a massive run, but it goes to show you can do it.
Now, we weren't going to bring that up for Anthony's reasons, because he was chips in on Hidden Wealth, but thankfully you have, and I didn't bring that up. But the roller coaster day of Hollandale Day, where we saw you fluctuate between the good, the bad, and the ugly when Hidden Wealth's in front.
Yeah.
You've got your last on it to make the pool, and it gets run down and misses a place when it's in front with 50 to go.
It's 2 weeks away, and that's a long time. So I've completely wiped it. It's a fresh start tomorrow. But like Joycey was saying, natural fling, he needs to find the front if he's going to be justify that $2.20 quote. And there's so much speed drawn underneath it. I don't like backing back markers over 1,000 metres, but
generally,
I'm going to make an exception.
Is there a roughie there? Like I've sort of gone through not who's going to run third, but is there an absolute blowout chance in the race? Like, you sort of go through them all, and I just sort of came up with nothing that I could see bursting out of the pack. I mean, even for third, I think it's tough. Probably Lucky Pat at around $21, considering he ran second to the next episode up at Eagle Farm and really stuck to the task through the line. If anything, he's probably the one floating around at overs. If there's going to be a wild upset, maybe it's going to come from him.
Like if it was in a T. Gollan stable, it's half the price, isn't it?
Yeah,
off his form. He's done nothing wrong.
He's had 2 wins in a second of the next episode, yet he's $21.
Dolly Boom's been beaten at $1.50 in 2 starts. She hasn't had the best of luck. She's obviously a filly with good ability. Is she sort of in the mix for a third, fourth, or?
I mean, the market has her in the mix, but again, I think it's more the T. Gollan factor.
Yeah.
Like if Paddy Webster's horse had been getting beaten at Sunshine Coast, it would be 50 to 1. So I think she's priced on stable rather than what she's done.
The other one, Say You Will, was awesome here in a debut behind Lumbini. We haven't seen her since. Draws poorly though.
Drew the outside. She gets back. She's going to get a long way back. Her trials have been sort of teasingly good. So, I'm toying with her sort of top 4. What are you thinking roughy-wise?
She's going to get back there anyway, and the 2 favourites or the next episode is going to be back with her. She doesn't have the sprint that he does, so I couldn't lean that way. I thought Maffiano was a good debut. It's probably a chance to run the top 3, but I'm certainly I think it's clearly the top 2 are far away from this field.
Kelvin McAvoy was very bullish about the chances with their filly. They won the race, the inaugural running with Arabian Summer, so they know the right horse to bring for the Magic Millions National Classic. It's $1 million. It's on at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a ripping race. The support program's boosted by some of the top class riders here. I think the club's really blown away with the talent pool that was still riding in the Class 1s and maidens throughout the meeting. We've got probably arguably Australia's best maiden and maybe Australia's best second maiden in Crash the Party, and also Sylph going around. Had we see them, Sylph's going to be a very short price favourite if it does line up.
It's certainly the best weighted horse probably in the last 2 months in Australia, finding a Gold Coast set weights maiden, and I think the $1.50 is pretty justified. It's got a jockey switch. Jamie Carr's going on. She's going to give it a nice ride. And although I don't want to dive into that price, it's going to be a cracking race to watch.
I think she opened $1.10. She's out now to $1.50, and if she stays at that price, I think she's a fair bet, especially if you're playing a multi on the night. Could she get beaten? Look, the only way she gets beaten is if she beats herself. She was in a bit of a mood here the other day, and I know she's coming through listed group form and really strong listed group form, seconds, thirds, all the way through behind grafter burners, those sort of horses. But mares and fillies, when they get in those moods and they're $1.50, it doesn't matter if you're in a maiden, they can find ways to get beaten. And if she happens to blow the start or get herself in a really bad mood out here, you probably don't want to be on $1.50. But on form, she should be around $1.10. So it's one of those, probably wait till the night, see how she does. And of course, she's entered in a group race up the road on Saturday as well. So we'll just wait and see what happens.
If we are looking for a shorty that's a banker of the night, I think it does come up in race 1 with La Barita. It was a huge debut
it was.
Warwick Farm where it was wide, got held up, and then made a real dash at him late. And at $1.80 or $1.85, I think it is at the moment with Tab, that's definitely the way I would be starting the night off. It's also a dual accepted for Saturday, but if it lines up here at the Gold Coast, he finds a really weak race.
Jamie Mellon rides in the half yours colours for Tony and Kelvin McAvoy. So, a couple of shorties to start the night, and then the fourth race is about 100 in the Class 1 over 1,300, and you look at the barrier draws, 24, 20, 21, and you just sort of give up after you looked at the fourth horse, and that looks an absolute lottery, that fourth race.
Yeah, I think that Don's right. What you're going to do is you can bet a couple of races if we know those shorties. La Barita, I agree, if she turns up, she's another good thing for your multis. Her trial leading into that debut run at Warwick Farm was just exceptional. Jump on and have a look at that. They don't trial any better. She's only a 2-year-old taking on older horses, very unusual, but I think it's safe to play her anyway. There's a lot of speed in that race, and the rivals just aren't good enough to match her, so she should just be winning.
So for those wanting it easy, for one to write down, if you've got one for the night that we need to back, for a punter like myself, who are we backing?
It's easy for me, and I reckon you'll agree. Just put it on the next episode.
There we go. That's what I'll be doing on the night. What about yourself, Mitch?
Did you find anything with red in its name?
No, I couldn't. Hence why I'm asking the experts here. I got none with red, so I've had to go to the next episode.
As much as I was potting the race because there was so many in it, I did like Flaxland's win here at the coast. It was heavily backed. It trialled Enormous twice and was heavily backed to win a maiden. I don't know the depth of the maiden, but if it can go from the maiden to the Class 1, they found Zach Lloyd to ride it as well. I thought Chris Waller's got about 5 in the race, but I could see it running well again. Flaxland's in race 4. Just while we've got some proper form experts on the show, thoughts on the Doomben Cup, of course, a couple of weeks on from the Hollander. We're reflected on it. We know what she did during the race to break their hearts again. Birdman was terrific placing. She's a hustler. Half yours. The camp say he's only improved off that run. What did we make of the Doomben Cup on Saturday with just the field of 7?
I think if the track stays wet, it makes it a bit hard for Birdman, my top selection. But if it dries out, if it gets to that soft 5 or soft 6 range, that's certainly the way I'm going. It was huge out here against our girl Pride of Jenny. I don't think they're going to let her get that big a lead. They learnt from last start, but it ran the best last 800, 400, 600, 200 of the meeting. That's off the back of Pride of Jenny's huge early input. So I'm leaning to Birdman, but it's going to be another epic race with Pride of Jenny in it.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet. I mean, I think you can make a case for Half Yours improving fitness-wise, and he's got an extra 200 metres. So he's your big improver. She's a hustler also, going to improve fitness-wise. She was only second up here, so she'll be third up. Pride of Jenny can't be fitter, but how can you tip against her with the way she races? And she beat all 3 of them here and beat them convincingly. And then Birdman probably is your sectional horse. He's been up a long time and he shouldn't have any fitness to improve on, but I think a drier track and the extra 200 metres will definitely suit him. So I think you can make a case for all 4. My gut says Pride of Jenny will do it again, though.
A good judge pushed me into Vauban because on the basis that it was probably going to sit in the slipstream of Jenny, and if she falters, he would be there to pounce with fresh legs at 2,000 metres.
Different form, I suppose.
Any
one
thoughts
way
there?
to look at it. It's different form, isn't it? But the thing with Pride of Jenny is no one wants to be that horse chasing. No one does. And that's why she can get away with what she gets away with, because you don't want to be that horse. Vauban doesn't want to be the horse chasing, because if he is, he's the one that's going to burst first. And then the back markers will just come off him and go over top of him.
But they can't let her get out to that 18-length lead like we saw out here, otherwise they're not going to win. So someone has to be, but no one wants to be.
Exactly.
So it's a tricky situation.
Similar to the Gold Coast Doomben, if there's a horse that's going to lead by 16 and keep going, it's her, isn't it? It's a fascinating race. We're looking forward to seeing that. Single Red will line up in the Roses after running second in the Bracelet.
There you go. There's my red. There's my horse for the weekend.
Unfortunately for the Sears Camp Nightline went amiss, and Single Red will be hard to beat in the Roses. There's a lot of the Gold Coast form going to line up at Doomben on Saturday, so look forward to that action.
Speaking of Pride of Jenny, don't worry, the bars have been restocked with 4X since that win. I'm happy to announce that all the bars are fresh and ready to go for Friday night.
If she wins on Saturday, do we get some beers?
Don, I don't think Steve will be happy with you saying that. Maybe not.
What about if the next episode wins Friday night?
Yeah.
Anthony will be waiting out the front here Saturday. The joint won't be open. We're looking for his beers. And I'll see you there. Bow Desert Hibernian meeting on Saturday. What a ripper. Be a big crowd.
It will.
And it's great to have the Hibernian back.
Absolutely, great supporters of Bow Desert. Obviously, they've been around for a very long time, and we're excited. They've skipped a year, but they're back, and it's going to be an incredible day with their proud sponsor Space Frame. They're going to host a huge one out at Bow Desert on Saturday.
It was the biggest race day at Bow Desert for years.
Absolutely.
But it's great to see the Hibernian back, and they're going to get weather on their side, so that meeting will go ahead probably heavy, but we'll still go ahead. So it's all ahead of us this weekend. Boys, it's been a great chat. It's
Thank you.
been good to talk proper racing.
Yeah. Oh, did I just get the eyes? Thanks for that one.
Sorry, Ella, I didn't see you there.
My Omen tips don't keep you excited every week, Mitch. Wow.
And that'll cost me a bit, but anyway, all good. And hopefully you find a winner. Enjoy the night too. We'll see you on the socials.
Yeah, I'll be here on
Absolutely.
Friday night. Yep.
Yep.
And
Terrific.
Joycey will be in the
I'll
mountain
be
yard.
right there.
And Mitch will be in the
STC.
race
Yeah.
callers box, and I'll be floating around.
Yeah, as per normal at a race meeting here. Thanks, guys. That is a wrap of In the Box Seat, and we'll be back for another show next week.